we have reached the last stage of the marathon for the day. The 7th and final game of the All-State Sneakers for Santa Shootout here on the ISC Sports Network. It is the current #1 team in the state of Indiana, the Irish of Cathedral, against the #2 ranked team in the state of Ohio, Brush of Ohio from the Cleveland area. Greg Rakestraw, as well as Mike Braun, the All-Star Game Director for the Indiana All-Stars, joining us here on the ISC Sports Network. Mike, your thoughts on this Cathedral basketball team? Got a great test from Buff, had to go to overtime to beat them a night ago. What do you expect to see from Jason Delaney's team tonight?
Well, you'd think they'd be really fired up because they've had good teams for the last few years, but have never been able to get through the tournament, can't get out of the sectional. So this may be their year, so they should be focused today, especially when you say Ohio's #2 team. I mean, why would you not really be fired up to play this one?
We saw Cathedral play Homestead in this event last year, and we largely see the same Cathedral team. Now, Vincent Brady, who was at the Air Force Academy, graduated off that team. Other than that, it is about as experienced of a starting five as we will see this year in the state of Indiana. Xavier Booker, the 6th man last year at 6'11", now the starting center, flanked by Jake Davis, Jackson Edwards, Tayshawn Comer, who will play in Eastern Kentucky, Sincere Germany, and Jerron Tibbs, who had 210 yards receiving in the state football final last Friday. He made his basketball season debut last night against Rebuff. Of the talent from Cathedral, what kind of jumps off the page at you?
Well, I think the key is Comer. I think he's the guy that makes this thing go. If he's going to be unselfish, which he's been so far this year, make the extra pass, and then hit that jump shot on the perimeter penetration. I know they have good players, but he's the one, if they're going to win the sectional this year, he's the guy that's got to go. He's kind of the guy that's the head of the ship.
Starting lineups are being introduced, and Brush, not surprisingly, is the visiting team for today's game. One of 2 out-of-state teams playing this event today. Tuscola of Illinois played Gary 21st Century in the 2nd game of the day. And again, in case you're just joining us, here are the final results from earlier today. Brownsburg beat Plainfield 44-43 in the morning game. Gary 21st Century beat Tuscola 80-59 in game #2. Hammond Central, a win over Fort Wayne Northside 64-48. Then it was Linton Stockton beating Crispus Attucks 58-46. Homestead hands Carmel their 2nd loss of the season, 48-37. And a game that just finished, Heritage Christian gave LN a pretty good battle, but LN won by 9 to get the victory in our finale for the day. Starting lineups announced for Jason Delaney's team. And again, it is the 5 players we referenced a moment ago. Tayshawn Comer, Sincere Germany, Jackson Edwards, Jake Davis, and the 6'11" Xavier Booker. And you see Jason Delaney, state championship coach at the 1A level with Waldron, state championship coach at the 4A level with Tech High School. And again, certainly has the capability this year and or next year to be a state championship winning coach with this Fighting Irish Ball Club.
Well, if he's going to do it, it's nice having a 6'11" guy to do it with. But if you look at Brush when they walk out on the court, I was looking at as they were being introduced, they're 6'8", 6'8", 6'6". And so they got a little size, too. Looks like a college game.
They are an all-airport team, no doubt about it. Trace Bishko, Elmore James IV, Marlon Barnes Jr., Antoine Woolfolk, and Tyler Williams. The starting 5 for head coach Chet Mason and the Arcs of Brush High School. Their 2 previous games this year, Cleveland Central Catholic won 55-19, and Lakewood put a hurting on them too, 87-25. A different level of competition in this game. We are underway with our finale on ISC Sports Network. The All-State Sneakers for Santa Shootout, presented by the Ryan Owens Agency of Allstate Insurance. And a foul going to be called against Brush. That goes against Tyler Williams. Davis has been a key contributor since his freshman year. Comer now a 4-year varsity starter for this Cathedral team. And Booker can knock that down. As evidenced by that shot right there.
It's nice to have a 6'11" guy pop out to the three-point line, so good play to start.
Again, every big has to have that skill set these days, even if you don't use it as much during the course of your high school season. Early 3-0 lead for the Irish. Man-to-man by Cathedral. I talked about tremendous length on both of these teams. 6'5", 6'6", and 6'11" up front for Cathedral. They'll bring in some more size, not to the 6'11" level off the bench. And steps are called traveling against Antoine Woolfolk.
Well, Coach Delaney's yelling to get it, speed it up, so here they go.
Cathedral year in, year out, one of the highest scoring teams in the state. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Germany, whistle for the charge. First Cathedral turnover.
One thing about Brush, I don't know a whole lot about them, but one thing, they're the most excited team to be here because the coaches were rebounding, they were jumping up and down, and everybody was excited, and it's late in the evening, and they're fired up.
This is a big stage for them. I think there is always something for the out-of-state teams to come play a high school basketball game in the state of Indiana. There is something to that. So far, the offense largely been around the perimeter for Brush. Tough shot, smooth looking jump shot for Elmore James the fourth.
Yeah, that was a nice shot. Big, strong, bumped the guy out of the way, penetration.
6'3" senior. Edwards able to avoid the traveling violation as he slipped on the floor but put the ball down just in time. Comer will pull from 17. Not that time. And the rebound corralled by Williams for the Arcs. I don't think tempo is going to be a problem in this game, Mike.
No, good man-to-man defense, both teams, and physical.
And one. Pretty move by Antoine Woolfolk. Baskets the last two times down for Brush, and a seesaw out in front.
Well, Davis is used to getting his way physically, but he didn't that time. He bumped the guy, and he's the one that got moved instead of the opponent.
Woolfolk at 6'8", Davis at 6'5". Free throw is short, and Booker will snag the rebound. Booker averaging 7.5 boards through the first two games of the season. Fires another three, and that does not go. He is now 8 of 13 from three-point range in the early days of this season.
It's going to be hard to get shots today. A lot of physical play.
Pull up three is good. That is Marlon Barnes Jr. And it's 7-0 for Brush.
He looked like he had done that before. That was nice and smooth coming off that double screen.
And Davis a stumble. Second Cathedral turnover. Physicality picking up a bit here, and perhaps a turnover that could have been called. And as they say, the ball does not lie. Cathedral gets it right back. Now Edwards for three, and a couple of quick looks from three for Cathedral. Again, they like to play tempo, but even with that, you can take some quick shots. The Irish have the last two times down.
Yeah, they needed to relax on that one a little bit. They didn't have an advantage. They didn't have anybody to rebound it if it was missed. And so here comes Brush. They ran that little stagger. Let's see what they do with 11 again.
Man-to-man by both these teams so far. Again, the three. This time it does not go, and rebound foul against Woolfolk of Brush.
Davis that time did a good job of blocking out and made the offender go over his back. So maybe they'll slow down here and get a little better shot. Looks like Brush is going to kind of pick up, put a little pressure on him. Yep, 1-2-2, three-quarter court.
Comer has typically been a guy that you don't pressure him. That just leads to more opportunities for him. Booker commits the mistake, steps on the sideline, and again, it's one thing for the first couple of games that Cathedral has played. They've turned the ball over a little bit, which is surprising given the experience of this group. They had 33 turnovers in their first two games.
Well, that game last night with Brebeuf, I know they have a good team, but that was a little surprise they took them to overtime. Brebeuf's got a quality squad, but Cathedral's #1, so you'd think they'd fight back today and really have a good performance.
Of course, Brebeuf, a team that is in contention for a potential 3A state championship this year. Another spot up three. This time it does not go, and Booker able to track down the loose ball. To show you how good this Irish team was last year, Booker came off the bench for this group. Comer will pull, and he'll hit the triple.
Boy, Comer and Barnes from Brush, they are two physical point guards. They are big and strong. A lot of muscles out there at the point.
Frankly, I think Eastern Kentucky is getting a steal in Comer. EKU now in the Atlantic Sun Conference. Spot up three that does not go, and Edwards flies in for the board. And he can lead the break when need be. Coming in with a versatile skill set, and that pull-up does not go. And you're not exactly seeing a lot of complicated offense right now for the Irish.
Not a whole lot of passing or offense, and they're going to need to do that to beat Brush. They're not going to be able to just come down and wing it.
Nice slip. Foul on the floor, so no shot. Side out of bounds coming up for the Arcs.
Problem is they haven't got Davis, who's a very, very good shot. Very, very good shooter. He hadn't got a look yet.
If you can get Davis to the corner and run an offense, he'll knock down a bunch of them.
Yeah.
They have yet to really run an offense.
He hasn't been able to get the ball yet.
Trap on the wing that time by Cathedral. Again, the tough fadeaway that does not go. Davis does his job to keep Woolfolk off the glass, and now the Irish with a chance to take the lead.
A lot of shooting, no making so far.
Now a little more set look for Cathedral. Germany gets the ball tapped right back to him by Xavier Booker. Edwards. Shot was altered. Even used the rim to try to protect that, but did not get a clean look. Deep three, no. Rebound, Booker. Shot taken and missed by Bishko. Now the big fella leads the break. Edwards spots up for three. That does not go, but Booker has solid inside position, puts it up and in, and a 30-second timeout is taken by Cathedral. We'll keep it right here. Let's tell you about this wonderful book put together by my good friends Graham Honaker and Jerry Logan called The Cinderella Strategy. It gives the inside scoop behind Butler University's rise to prominence over the past decade. Indiana's rich basketball history and Butler's Hinkle Fieldhouse are central characters in the story, which focuses on how the university leveraged back-to-back Final Four runs in 2010 and 2011 to benefit the school as a whole. The Cinderella Strategy is a great gift idea for any hoops fan in your life. Order your copy of the Cinderella Strategy by visiting thecinderellastrategy.com. And my partner knows the man that orchestrated that strategy about as well as anybody, because before Barry Collier was at Butler as the AD, he was the basketball coach in Nebraska, where Mike Broughton did a variety of things in the Nebraska basketball program.
I was assistant coach. I was the ops. I did a lot. Barry was great. We had a good experience there, and then he came back to Butler, of course, Stevens, and it's been 10 years. I can't imagine it's been that long since they made those Final Four runs. So
crazy thing is this is Butler's 9th year in the Big East. Again, it seems like yesterday that move happened.
I mean, it's time goes by. Barry's still the AD at Butler, so he's still in control.
On the drive, this is a new face in the game for Brush that immediately connects. Elias Johnson becomes the 4th different arc to score. Jerron Tibbs in there now wearing number 22 for the Irish. Booker, first shot, no. Second shot, no. Tibbs, yes. Jerron Tibbs showing the hands he had on the football field this year for the Irish to put them back in front by a point.
Hopefully they'll settle down and start passing it to each other, hopefully from the two teams. But right now there are a lot of good players wanting to shoot it.
Hand check not going to be called against Tayshawn Comer, and that's an important one because it's his second. And while this is a team that has a lot of options and talent, there's nobody that really can spell Comer on the floor for Cathedral.
If they lose If they lose Comer, they're going to have trouble. And Comer, again, defensive position, but he's facing a guy he's big and strong. He's a man driving the ball to the basket.
LeBron Goff into the game for Cathedral. He is a freshman. He is the next wave for the Irish. And yes, we are now of the age where you'll have young men named LeBron playing high school basketball. The runner left short, Booker the rebound. Remember all the Kobes we had 10 or so years ago that played high school hoops? We're now of the LeBron age. Or in this state, the Damons or Paytons that you have.
Yeah.
Here's Davis. We talked about his three-point shooting on cue.
Now, if you want somebody to shoot the three, it would seem like he would be the guy. I've never seen a game that he hadn't made a bunch of them. He's very steady from the three-point line.
11 points and 5 rebounds a contest for the junior. Cathedral a 4-point advantage. Double dribble. Third turnover committed by the Arcs.
They work this possession again, get the ball to Davis, play a little two-man game with Davis and the big guy on one side. They'd have a good opportunity because they can't match up. Rush can't match up.
Half-court trap. Again, this is a tough team to pressure because of their length, because of their experience. Tibbs lost the handle. Fourth Cathedral turnover. Nice drive, the bucket. Tyler Williams. Again, 5 different Brush players all have scored. Closing seconds of the quarter. Booker in the corner. Barely leaves his feet on that shot. Davis, Tibbs. A week ago, that'd be called pass interference. This week, it's 2 free throws for Jerron Tibbs.
Nice pass by Davis. He got the rebound instead of shooting it. Made the extra pass. Got Tibbs the ball inside. Great play.
Foul goes against Tyler Williams. That'll be his second foul.
Tibbs has had some impact since he came in the game a couple minutes ago. He's got him a basket, rebound, now a chance for some free throws.
Tibbs 4 of 5 from the line in last night's game against Brebeuf. That was his season debut, and connects here. And again, a lot of schools, when their school has football success, they'll simply hold off for a week or two in terms of their schedule. Not Cathedral. We'll see you when you get here, sir.
Yeah, that's how old school. When I was at Castle High School, they'd go to semi-state or state finals, and those kids would pop out the next day and say, it's time to play basketball.
Led by the legendary John Leidy.
Yep, they just pop out, and I said, take a couple days. They go, nah, coach, I'm okay. I'm just sore. So we would have our first game. They'd go to semi-state or state, and then the Tuesday after that game, we would have our first game of basketball. So.
Second and a half left to go. I don't think Brush realizes it. They don't. End of an exciting first quarter. 15-11. Cathedral, again, number 1 in Indiana versus number 2 in Ohio. And we're back after this as you're watching the Sneakers for Santa Shootout here on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time. To pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
15-11, good to catch up with Super Bowl champion, former Purdue Boilermaker, Roosevelt Colvin, during the last time out. You might have seen his son Miles on the floor in the last game for Heritage Christian. Cannot thank our ISC Sports Network crew enough for the yeoman's job they have done today. Thank you, Eric Connect, Daryl Tibbs, Aaron Siders, Rob Lynch, Greg and Elijah Mash earlier, Sean Walker, along with Jake Morris. That's going to be a hand check foul against Jerron Tibbs. Let me thank our broadcasters who were here earlier today as well. Rob Conant, John Herrick, Jan Bozier, Pete Smith, alongside the All-Star Director for the Indiana All-Stars, Mike Broughton. My name is Greg Rakestraw. I mean, it sound like me. I'm kind of fighting through a cold right now, but it's me. I'm here. 15-11 the score. Quick thoughts, Mike, on the opening 8 minutes plus of this one.
I think it was sloppy. A lot of bad shots, but a lot of good players out there, so we'll see how it goes here in the second quarter.
And Comer sits with 2 fouls. Good hands by LeBron Goff. Our first chance to see him, and that's goaltending. Yep, got it off the backboard. Count the bucket. Right call by the trail official. I believe they called the goaltend. They're still debating it. Yes, good basket. No foul. It was a goaltend.
There's the look, and it was goaltend. It was on the rim, and they took it off the rim by slapping it out of the way. I think it would have gone in even.
Great job, Eric, on that shot over there. Job well done. Our trail camera position.
Well, 6-point lead. This is kind of a breakout here for Cathedral. If they can make a couple defensive stops, get it to double digits.
6 points off the bench for the Irish as well. They'll go 7 or 8 in their rotation. Pretty move on the jump hook that would not go. Davis didn't get everything on the outlet pass he wanted to, but you do avoid the brush pressure. Tibbs lets fire. Not that time. And now the run out for the Arcs. Give the basket. That is Andrew Jones.
That was a nice unselfish play there by Brush. They gave the extra pass. Haven't seen that a whole lot today.
That's going to be an offensive foul.
That's
yep.
A charge there. Good job.
That is at the college level or the NBA level. That semicircle gets involved there and maybe change them in high school. There's no rule like that. Clearly an offensive foul, and now Jake Davis has 2 fouls as well.
Well, Barnes did a good job holding his position because Davis is big coming at him. So now you got Comer back in and you got Davis out, both with 2 fouls. Or no, Comer's not back in, so I guess they got 2 of their starters sitting. So
2 of their most experienced players. And immediately on the attack is Brush. That was a block. Woolfolk was hoping for a foul call, didn't get it. It will be Brush basketball.
A lot of times so far the offense is whoever crossed shoots it. So, oh boy.
There may not be a record for assists set in tonight's game. I understand what you're saying.
Well, it's early in the season, but in order to win the tournaments at the end, they're going to have to kind of pass it around a little bit, I think. But for now, it's early.
And of course, Cathedral plays in what is absolutely a maniacal sectional. That will be touched last by a Cathedral player. Sectional at North Central this year. LN, LC, Warren Central, Tech, Attucks, Cathedral. Pull-up shot is good. Bucket by Elmore James IV. He is the first Brush player with multiple made baskets. Tibbs long shot, no. And the rebound goes to Brush. Look ahead pass, blocked by Edwards. Wipes it away. Possession continues. Woolfolk down the lane, missed it. And now Booker in flight. Blocking foul is called, and Xavier Booker will shoot 2.
I don't really know anything to say about that there, sir. That was just up and down and not much accomplished, but they get to the free throw line.
This very much has the feel of open gym, does it not?
Yeah,
that's a heck of a play by Edwards.
It's a game at the park, so they had some breakouts. No one could finish, but big guy's on the line, and he's an awful good shooter, so I think it worked out well with Booker on the line here.
Booker 5 of 6 in his first 2 games of the season. And they played last night and got a great battle from Todd Howard's rebuff Jesuit squad, led by Billy Smith.
Somebody's going to get hot here this quarter, though, and there's going to be a run. I don't know which team's going to do it, but there'll be a run of some kind here in the last 6 minutes this quarter.
And again, let's see how Cathedral can withstand having Comer and Davis on the bench with 2 fouls. Another tough shot, misses everything. Edwards the rebound. Good job by the 6'6" youngster on the handle. And create some space. Wave off the shot. Fouled on the floor. Pretty move. But 15 foul against Brush will make it side out of bounds, or baseline out of bounds rather, to Cathedral.
Well, if Brush shoots those fadeaways from 17 without a pass, Cathedral's going to make a run on him, because Cathedral is getting out on the break. Brush isn't getting back, so they can get some things done.
Germany lets fire and connects. Sincere Germany went through his first 2 games of the season without a miss. Was 9 for 9 from the floor and 4 of 4 from three-point range. He is the new addition to the starting lineup this year, replacing the departed Vincent Brady. By the way, 4 different Irish players now have made a 3, and Goff got his hand on that one. And Cathedral enjoying their largest lead at 7.
Cathedral has done a pretty good job defensively, and then when you got the big guy Booker on the inside, and Edwards is a great defender, I think. One of the best in the state.
Here comes the trap. Good job to split it by Woolfolk. Kind of went right back into it, but gets a second opportunity. The hard work for Woolfolk pays off. He gets his second bucket.
He's big and strong. He just needs to shoot with his right hand, because he couldn't do much on the left side. And he got hit in the nose on that play. They're stopping the game.
A little blood timeout going to be coming here. The Woolfolk, the trainer, will take him off to the side. We saw Pete Suter earlier have to go to a different jersey.
Yep. He went to 3. He went from his number to number 32, and then there was a 32 out there, and Coach Osborne sent him in. He got a 50. So he was number 50. You won't see that much, but got a pretty good gash on his arm.
Again, Homestead knocked off Carmel in the 5th game of the day. Cathedral kind of on skates on this possession. Remarkable, they haven't turned it over yet. Germany, a little contact there. Play on, says the officials. Rush able to get the rebound. And the pull is good. James the bucket.
Both teams called the timeout at the same time. So they were pointing at each other saying, it's your timeout. The referee had to make a decision.
They will give it to Cathedral. As we show you this upcoming move by James, he now leads the Arcs with 6. Let's thank our buddy Ryan Owens of Allstate Insurance. Get a quote, it might get you a ticket. Get a quote from the Ryan Owens Agency of Allstate Insurance on the south side of Indy, and you'll be entered into a monthly drawing for a college hoops experience with that handsome fellow in the middle of your screen and the ugly guy yapping at you right now. We'll go to some of the top college games across the state, like Indiana, Purdue, etc. Search for the Owens Agency on Facebook or call 317-802-1550 to find out how you can win by getting great rates on all your insurance. Ryan, the presenting sponsor of this event. The gentleman to his right, our left, was Drew Tower. Does a tremendous job as the director of athletics here at Brownsburg High School. We are not here without each of those 2 gentlemen and the role that they play in this event. Thank you guys for your hard work this year. So back-to-back buckets by Brush. Peter was going to have a good look at the rim, but turned it over. And on the drive, again, play through. Booker stepped through and got it to go. Both teams leaving points on the rim in this one. But the Irish enjoying a 5-point lead. James, he lost it off his hands. 4th Brush takeaway. Woolfolk has gotten his problem solved. He's back in the game.
Nice outlet pass to Booker, and he was able to drop it in. He was didn't get back on defense, so he got him an easy one.
Now Booker will spot up for 3. Not that time. Great board by Edwards. Woolfolk wipes it away. In Germany, got a hand in the passing lane, and timeout is given to Brush to prevent a turnover. See if it's a 30 or a full coming up for the Arcs. Looks like it's going to be a full and allow us to step aside. 3:24 to play in the first half. Cathedral leads it by 5. It's the Sneakers for Santa Shootout here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Greg Rakestraw, Mike Broughton with you. College coaches have been in attendance throughout the course of the day. Indiana Hoosiers got a victory. I keep mentioning Nebraska on the broadcast tonight. Hoosiers got a win against the Huskers earlier this afternoon. Cathedral a 5-point lead in Laval Jordan. Matt Painter were here earlier today. Fletcher Lawyer, of course, put on a show for Homestead in the 5th game of the day. Purdue will be the #1 ranked team in the country when the polls come out on Monday.
Couldn't believe when I heard they were the first time ever.
Right, been number 2 a bunch of times, never #1.
Wow, isn't that something? Of course, I'm old enough to remember when they got to the final game against Lou Alcindor at the time. Rick Mount, Keller, Gilliam, Faber.
Spot up 3 does not go, but Woolfolk will track it down. Deep 3, buried. Marlon Barnes Jr. should get 4 for that one.
You know, Barnes can shoot it. He's got a nice shot. He hadn't made too many tonight, but you can tell he can get hot.
That's from the Bulldog collar. And again, Comer and Davis have been sitting about 4 or 5 minutes each with 2 fouls for the Irish. They've managed to maintain the lead, and Jackson Edwards helps that. And to give you an idea of what this Cathedral team can do this year, all 5 starters now have made a 3 in this game for the Irish.
Yeah, and Edwards can really defend as well, and it's good that Cathedral can hold the lead like this, especially with 2 guys sitting on the bench.
Woolfolk left hand altered. Goff tracks it down. Did Tibbs touch it last? Yes. Tipped by the Brush player off the hands of Tibbs, and Coach Mason should be happy with that effort.
The officials having trouble keeping up with this one. Now that time, the official came in the screen late. The ball was passed quickly down there.
On the pull. Shot good. Good look for James. His 4th made basket. Game high 8 for the Arcs.
James and Barnes, both good-looking shooters if they shoot shots on balance.
Booker lets fire. He's kind of fallen in love with that shot after making the first one. On the take. Basket good. Johnson. And it's a 1-point game. This is as close as it's been for a while. Little zone look here by Brush. Leads to an odd jump shot from Edwards, but Brush takes it away. Germany misses the layup. Fight for the loose ball. Jump ball is called. The arrow will keep it here. And there have been some possessions where Cathedral has been flirting with disaster so far in this game.
If you look at Brush's bench, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coaches. And I think all 7 are speaking at the same time. I can't imagine a kid would understand what any of them are saying. They're up jumping around, but I think they got more coaches than they got players, to be honest, on the bench. They're excited though.
Booker trying to get downhill. Tough shot. Edwards got a hand in the passing lane. And then last touch by Brush. Well, there have been numerous chances for Brush to tie or take the lead, and Cathedral has dodged every one of them so far.
Well, they've been able to deflect balls before they can get down there. I mean, they've stopped Brush from even getting it down because Brush passes it poorly in a few of those times.
By the way, Owens on the floor for Brush for the first time tonight, wearing number 15, a senior. Tibbs just kind of waiting for the defense to rotate by and got the bucket to go. He's got 6.
Nice pass from LeBron there, especially being a freshman. Nice pass to the inside. He handles himself well for a freshman. He really does.
See the clock winding down your screen. Shot will get up in time and got it. Elmore James with 10. Comes the first player on either side in double figures at halftime. It'll be a 1-point lead for the Irish going to break. Our 7th and final game of the day for Brownsburg. It has been as good as advertised. Irish lead by a point on the ISC Sports Network.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you can watch, you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
It has been a long but fun day of basketball here at Brownsburg High School in the varsity fieldhouse. It started with the Bulldogs getting a 44-43 victory in game number 1, avenging a 1-point loss to county rival Plainfield from last year's sectional championship game. Other winners as the day has gone along have included Gary 21st Century. The winner in the 115 game was Hammond Central. Linton Stockton got a victory over Christmas Addicts, and speaking of avenging postseason losses, Homestead knocked off the defending state champs in Carmel. Lawrencedorf picked up a victory in the game before this one, and now 2 of the top teams from a pair of basketball states in Indiana and Ohio. Number 1 in Indiana, Cathedral, leading number 2 Brush of Ohio, and again, they are number 2 in the state of Ohio. Cathedral has led most of the way, but never by more than 7, and is currently a point at halftime by a score of 29-28. Mike Broughton rejoins me after this. We'll have some halftime stats and highlights coming your way next as you're watching the Allstate Insurance Ryan Owens Sneakers for Santa Shootout right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now, because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
How would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Halftime here at Brownsburg. Cathedral leading Brush 29-28. Greg Rakestraw, Mike Broughton with you. Coach, your thoughts on half number one?
Well, it was kind of I don't know, it was just kind of a mess that the whole thing looked. But Cathedral at times, they had patience, got Davis a shot, and then what's most impressive about Cathedral was the fact they had two starters in foul trouble, sat them the whole second quarter, brought in subs, and still lead the number 2 team in the state of Ohio. Brush, I don't know. Brush just seems selfish to me. I don't see that in Cathedral. I think they rush shots. Brush is really selfish, and whoever gets it shoots it, and I guess that's the way they play. But Cathedral, I think, in the second half will calm down. Comer will be back in, and I think they'll do well in the second half.
Scoring in the first half for Cathedral, Booker with 9, Tibbs off the bench with 6, 1 made three-point basket each for Jake Davis, Jackson Edwards, Tayshawn Comer, Sincere Germany. LeBron Goff off the bench scored 2. That's it. Those are the 7 players that saw the floor for the Irish in half number 1. For Brush, 10 for Elmore James IV. Marlon Barnes Jr. with 6. 4 for Antoine Woolfolk, 4 for Elias Johnson, 2 for Andrew Jones, 2 for Tyler Williams, Trace Bishko, Dayron Owens Jr. Both played but did not score. And while you see these highlights continue to roll on, I know this is game 3 of the day for you. Quick thoughts of the 2 games you saw before this one. What impressed you about Homestead over Carmel and Lawrence North surviving Heritage Christian?
I was really impressed with Homestead, the way they passed the basketball. And they really beat Carmel at their own game. That's the way Carmel wanted to play. Suter had a pretty good game for Carmel, but Lawyer, he was dynamic. Painter sitting there on the 3rd or 4th row, and Lawyer just took the game over. He just is, of course, being a big-time D1 guy. And so I'll tell you what, Homestead, they'll be reckoned with because those post guys are big and strong. In the Lawrence North game, I think they got ahead, and then it was just like they kind of just piddled around a little bit. I know Coach Kiefer was upset with them, but they are quick on quick, and you get Gunn back, they can make problems for people.
Yeah, again, to that point, IU-bound C.J. Gunn has yet to play this year for Lawrence North. Expect him on the floor sooner rather than later. Again, half number 2 is about to commence momentarily. Our score at the break, Cathedral 29, Rush 28. Back after this on ISC.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not
before.
going to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Back inside the varsity field house at Brownsburg High School. Greg Rakestraw, Mike Broughton with you on the ISC Sports Network. Some young Bulldogs enjoying all of the basketball here today. And how about former Indiana Pacer Fred Jones in the building? Former NBA Slam Dunk champion. And has called Indy home since his playing days in the NBA were over. Going to see him enjoying the basketball tonight. And we will do this again next Saturday. We'll go from 7 games to 6. The Forum Tip-Off Classic begins with Southport and Heritage Christian at 12:30. Franklin Central, Bloomington North at 2. Then at 3:30, Central Noble, led by Connor Esegian, taking on the Barre Vikings. By the way, hello, Ron Rutland, holding court over there. Thanks to Ron for his support in the Addicts broadcast with Rutland Insurance. His son, Ron Jr., now playing for Chris Hawkins at Addicts High School this season. Finishing up our schedule for next week, Zionsville and Crispus Attucks at 5. At 6:45, these Cathedral Fighting Irish taking on another out-of-state power. They'll take on Covington Catholic of Kentucky. And in our final game next Saturday night at 8:30, Homestead, who led by Fletcher Lawyer that Mike was talking about from earlier today, they will take on Purdue-bound Braden Smith and Westfield, who had quite the battle with Zionsville last night. It all coming up next Saturday. And an immediate turnover by the Arcs, just their 5th of the game. So Comer back out there with 2 fouls. Davis returns as well. And Edwards got fouled. Blocking foul against Marlon Barnes Jr.
A good start by Cathedral. Get that turnover right away. Somebody needs to make a run. Hopefully Cathedral get 3 or 4 baskets in a row here and get themselves going. Got to get Davis into this game. He's too good a shooter.
Rather run the oop to Booker, and impressive he can get a shot on the rim with one hand. Could not get it to go. Woolfolk looking to go to work and being aggressive on Davis. Good help side by Edwards. They were trying to sling that ball to the corner for an open look for Marlon Barnes. Edwards averaging 12 points and 5 rebounds a game through 3 games played for the Irish. Spot up 3 in the corner is good. And the lead for the Arcs. James with 13. And now an offensive foul.
Oh.
That's Comer's 3rd. Was off the ball. I didn't see it, but I think he led with an extended arm.
I didn't really see it either, but now there's a decision by Coach Delaney. Do you take him out? He hadn't played very much, so do they take him out or leave him in? And looks like they're leaving him in.
I think I'd make the same decision. Step back and score.
Wow.
I'm not sure how you guard that when James has 15.
They got to take Comer off of James, which they did because he can't get his 4th.
Germany to step through and lost it. Ripped away by Brush.
I don't think you want to go in there if you're not real big and strong because Brush is huge on the inside.
7th Cathedral turnover. So a 5-0 start for James and Brush. We'll see if he adds to it. Davis stays with him step for step.
Got a mismatch.
Yep. Woolfolk got it. Woolfolk with 6. And Comer blocking foul. Foul on the floor.
That's close. I mean, I think it was a good call, but Comer got his 4th. There'd be issues there, but he's still alive with 6:15 to go in 3rd quarter. Just hadn't got to play very much. Had some tough calls. Little run by Brush right now. They got to get him a basket.
Comer turns down the 3. Booker. He just tried to force that ball where there's nothing there.
I don't think you want Booker making that extra pass. He needs to finish on the inside at 6'11".
It is a 7-0 run to start the half by Brush. Tibbs and Malachi about to check in, and that is the sign of a Cathedral basketball game. Davis unofficially as the state's leader in charges taken. He gets 2 or 3 every game for Cathedral.
He is. He did a great job stepping in there, staying still, taking the hit. Unselfish for his team.
So Booker and Edwards will check out. Jaden Malachi in for the first time tonight, a 6'6 senior. He's a regular part of the rotation.
1-2-2 half-court trap here by Brush. So they got Tibbs handling the basketball, almost over and back.
Really 5 shooters on the floor for the Irish. Comer couldn't get it to go. Comer has 1 3-point basket. That's it tonight.
It's hard to play when you sit out, come back in, sit out. It's tough with the fouls.
Comer 18 assists on the season coming into tonight's game. So he has deferred to his teammates a lot early in the season. Averaging 16 points per game. James with Tibbs on his hip pocket. Davis the rebound. 3 minutes in, the Irish have yet to score. Comer trying to fix that. Couldn't get it to go.
Good play by Comer there, taking it to the basket. Could have got the foul. Brush running a little more offense right now. Passing the ball, getting some isolations, but doing a little better job on their offense. I think that's why they're ahead.
Well, clearly it's funnel everything through James, understandably so, as he's got 17. And a timeout going to be taken by Jason Delaney. It will be a full timeout. It is a 9-0 start to the quarter, and the Arcs have an 8-point lead. We're back after this on the ISC Sports Network. James pacing the Arcs with 17.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you can watch, you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
Look for a new episode of the Andy and Bruno show later this month here on the ISC Sports Network. Thanks for joining us at ISC for any of these 7 games in the Sneakers for Santa Shootout. Maybe you watched the America's Crossroads Bowl earlier. Saw Truman beat Hillsdale by a score of 34-17. This is the 13th sporting event we have produced on ISC in the last 27 hours. And Comer was open for a reason. He was out of bounds.
He was standing out of bounds. Now that's unforced turnover for sure. So Brush got a run going, and see, Comer can't really guard James, and so they got to find somebody that put a stop to James. So I think here after the timeout, Cathedral is going to zone. They're going to go 2-3 zone. Got some new players in there, so we'll see how this goes.
James, doesn't matter.
Didn't go that good. James, excellent shot. I think he's deadly when he can stand, and he.
Comer looking to answer, couldn't do it. Davis throws at the rim, would not go. And Cathedral scoreless now for the first 4, 16, 18, and counting of quarter number 3. And during that time, Brush has outscored them 11-0.
Well, you got to find Davis or you got to find James.
Spot up 3 again. Not that time. Tibbs the rebound. By the way, it's 12 points that Brush has scored since halftime. 10 of them from Elmore James. Davis gives it a go. That one's short. And everything feels rushed right now for Cathedral.
Yeah, everything's rushed, and they haven't been behind like this, I'm sure, this year, and not really many times last year. So they're struggling right now when you're behind. So they got to find James, They got to find Barnes, number 11. They got to match up with them when they're in the zone. Here's the overload.
3 in the corner. Not that time, and Tibbs uncontested rebound. This Cathedral team won 19 games a season ago. Comer got fouled on the drive, not on the shot. 4th team foul against the Arcs since halftime. Mishko commits the foul. It'll be his 3rd. Quickly, Elias Johnson, who scored 4 points in the first half, will check in. A 5'11 senior. Zone look here by the Arcs. They played a mixture of man and zone tonight. Comer trying to find an angle to attack. Davis.
That zone's a good zone by Brush. They're real active in it.
Well, they've got such great length to play it, too.
Cathedral's doing a good job passing the basketball, but there they turned it over.
Malachi ties up the player for Brush. It'll stay here on the arrow.
That was like one extra pass that time because they had it to the inside. It's hard making 2 passes in the lane like that. It's just difficult. So Cathedral doing a better job after the timeout. I think Coach Delaney or maybe the 40-29 score got their attention.
Tibbs got bumped. Shot won't go, but Jerron Tibbs will shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been rushed whenever Brush made the run.
That foul goes against Marlon Barnes, his 2nd. Tibbs 2 of 2 from the stripe earlier. Make it 3 of 3. Not a lot of free throws shot in this game. In fact, Brush has yet to shoot 1.
Well, I think Brush, the way they shoot the shots so quick, you're never out of the game. You just hang in there. Got it down now to 9. Just hang in there, Cathedral. Going to pick up pressure here. That's good.
So first points of the half come from the line for Cathedral. And it comes 5 minutes and 40 seconds in to half number 2. Germany picks up the assignment on James because of 3 fouls on Tayshawn Comer. Woolfolk looking to go to work. Davis walls him off, and Brush, realizing a turnover was about to happen, they will take a timeout. It will be a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it here with 1:52 left to go in quarter number 3. Next time we've got high school hoops for you on ISC will be on Wednesday night. Battle for Lawrence Township. Lawrence Central trying to bounce back from last night's loss to Carmel. 72-43 against Lawrence North, who we saw in the previous game to this one. It is always interesting when those 2 schools get together in any sport. We'll be joined by Bob Lovell for that one at 7:30 from Lawrence Central. That is Wednesday night on ISC and My Indy TV 23.
That was also interesting. I got here the game before, the ones that we did on TV, and boy, Linton Stockton really played well. The coach's son, Hart, very good player. And Addicts, they got a good squad, but boy, in the second half, Linton just really took them apart.
Linton Stockton was a late add to the field when Warren Central exited the event. Woolfolk on the dive and lost the handle going up. Davis knocked it free. Comer at the rim. Malachi the finish.
Nice play by Malachi, just following the play, just being there in the right place at the right time. Good play, maybe that'll get them going. It's down to 7.
First field goal for the Irish in the second half. They've got 4 in a row now. And Brush has been sitting on 40 for a while. Tim's touched that, so Johnson can go to the backcourt to go get it. Game is slowed, certainly.
Yeah, I think they're tired of running up and down, so it has slowed.
Nice drive and kick. Good look from 3.
Boy.
Pretty from Marlon Barnes, his 3rd made 3. Malachi runs the floor. His shot got blocked, and Barnes at the other end grabs the rebound. So Brush has the ball in a 10-point lead.
I would say right now with 47 seconds, they go for 1, but I think they'll go for 1 until Barnes or James gets the ball. Then they probably won't. Nice play.
Woolfolk lost it. Simply couldn't hang on to it. And Comer goes 84 feet. And Comer can't buy a bucket right now, but what he just did, getting to the rim and drawing a foul, he has done that since his days as a freshman at Cathedral.
Yeah, that's good because being down 10 points, Cathedral gets a chance to shoot free throws. Clock stop, saves them a little time. Maybe Brush will take a quick shot, and they'll have a chance to come down and shoot again before the end of the third quarter.
I can't remember if this was last year or the year before, but at some point, Comer led the state in free throws attempted.
Really?
Because he just, again, is great about drawing contact and getting to the rim.
Well, he's a good free throw shooter, and you need penetration right now. I don't think Cathedral needs a bunch of threes right now. I think they need penetration. And I like the pressure Cathedral's putting on them. They're getting into them a little bit. I think there's a lot of good things happening here if they can just get a little run offensively going.
Comer from the line, 16 of 18 on the season. Cathedral entered tonight's game at 73%. Cathedral 8 of 8 from the stripe tonight. LeBron Goff in, and again, credit Comer. He's played about 6 minutes with 3 fouls.
Goff coming in is good the last 32 seconds, so he can play defense. Comer can rest, get back in the fourth quarter, and with 3 fouls, you're in good shape. It's important for Germany here to be able to guard their best player, and he needs to stand up here the last 32 seconds and get the stuff done.
James will pull. Not that time. Davis had inside position. Cathedral can make it a 2-score game going to the end of the quarter. Goff, no. Rebound to Brush. Look ahead pass. Barnes finishes. And that was a big swing at the end of the quarter. Cathedral had a chance to make it 5 or 6. Instead, Brush keeps it at 10 going to the fourth quarter. We'll step aside. Our final quarter of basketball for the day comes your way next on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Thanks to our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Eric Connect, Daryl Tibbs, Rob Lynch, Aaron Siders, Greg Mash, and Elijah Mash, alongside the state championship winning coach at Jeffersonville in 1993, Mike Broughton. My name is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you so much for joining us all day long on the ISC Sports Network. Andrew Jones will inbound the basketball. Bishko his target. Barnes, James, Williams, the 5 on the floor for the Arcs. Comer stays on the bench. No, he's back out there, my apologies. Playing with 3 fouls. Bishko on the drive, and Malachi went up straight. No contact given. Ball out of bounds off of Brush. It'll be Cathedral ball.
Okay, Cathedral, here we go, down 10. Quick pass down, good.
Davis was camping in the corner, and again, that's like a free throw from that spot for that young man.
Got to get him the basketball. Malachi's really done a good job since he's come in. He speeded him up with just hustle plays. So interesting group out on the court for Cathedral, but it's down to 7. 7-point lead for Brush. I guess they got this squad in, Coach Delaney, because it's a little quicker squad and they can press. And the press is bothering Brush a little bit.
Yeah, we saw Booker and Edwards leave like midway through the third quarter and have yet to return for the Irish. Woolfolk back out there now. That may necessitate Booker's return at some point. Davis on the defensive assignment, pokes the ball away. And to worry about a 10-second violation, forget that. off the hands of Woolfolk. And again, let's see if this is the spark Cathedral's been looking for.
That's about the best defensive play I've seen in any game. He not only did he do a great job defending, he deflected it, and then he dove and tried to get it, and that bothered Brush. And great job by Davis.
The freshman in golf. Comer turns down the three. Look to sling it baseline. Davis opposite corner. Great crash by Tibbs. Old-fashioned three-point play. And how about Tibbs, his second basketball game of the year in double figures?
Well, he's just an athlete, and coming off football, he's had success, and he just believes he won't get beat. And then he just goes to the board, does what he's supposed to do, and finishes it because he got strength. Hits this free throw to be four-point lead.
He had 10 last night. He has 10 tonight in a sixth-man role. Again, just getting his basketball legs under him. After helping lead Cathedral their 14th football state championship 8 days ago.
This pressure has really bothered Brush. Little surprised, but they just haven't done a good job handling it.
It was 6 in a row for the Irish to start this quarter. Much like Brush scored the first 12 of quarter number 3. Bishko, floater, got it. Big time for his first bucket of the night. Comer flying down the floor. Great job to step around the defender.
That's quite a play. Quite a play by Comer.
Comer now with 7. More of a full court man pickup. No trap this time for the Irish. James sitting on 20.
Tibbs has done a good job on James.
Timeout called by Brush. It'll be a full timeout. Let's step aside. 6:16 left to play in this one. Brush's lead is down to 4. It's the finale of the All-State Insurance Sneakers for Santa Shootout on the ISC Sports Network.
I am Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going to
before.
happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
The pressure tempo by Cathedral has brought them back with this within 4. They were down by as many as 11. It was 10 at the start of the fourth quarter. Rush trying to make the trip to Indianapolis a prosperous one. This is a game that'll make both teams better because I'm not sure either team will see this level of athleticism against them the rest of the year.
I don't believe so. I think you're exactly right. These are two very athletic teams.
3 wing air ball goes right to Bishko, who scores it. Elias Johnson may want to petition the scorer for an assist on that one.
Bishko's done a good job here in the fourth quarter. Smallest guy on the court. Made some big plays.
The freshman with the take. Not looking like a freshman, as you had said earlier.
Yeah.
And that'll be free throws, either 1 plus the bonus or on the shot. They'll say on the shot, it'll be 2.
Well, the Cathedral has a quality freshman. Lawrence North has a quality freshman, so they just keep popping up every year. New players, next generation type players keep coming.
Welcome to basketball in Marion County, right?
Yeah, city of Indianapolis is strong.
By the way, that foul on Bishko was his 4th, and that missed free throw by the freshman in Goff, the first miss from the line tonight for the Irish. Xavier Booker going to check in for Malachi. Good minutes, though, by Malachi.
I think he was a difference maker, how hard he plays.
It's exactly what Coach Delaney was looking for. Goff airballs that one. Perhaps the first time he's looked like a freshman all night.
Yeah, Comer just looked at him and said, no problem. He just kind of waved him off. It's okay. That's good leadership there.
Comer was a freshman on a team full of seniors 3 years ago, so he knows what to do in that scenario.
Cathedral really wants to keep you offensively on one side of the court. They really overplay, try to drive you into to Booker on the inside. They've picked up their defense. Tibbs has done a good job, a great job on James.
Again, maybe you can't match him as a basketball player, can match his level of athleticism. Leave some of that pressure on Comer with 3 fouls. Not enough for a 5 count here.
Brush has kind of gone from shooting it a pass or two now to actually trying to hold the ball.
Again, Davis with a foul. It's just the second foul against Cathedral here in the half. However, now 3 on Davis. Almost all the fouls against the Irish have come on Davis and Comer tonight.
They've really slowed down Brush as far as movement. Everything's off the bounce now, and I think that's why the lead's down to 4.
Brush has 4 points here in the quarter, all coming from Bishko. Woolfolk, the kick, 3 in the corner, left short, but Woolfolk will track it down. Mismatch here with Booker being guarded by Bishko. Mismatch the other direction, and that'll be an offensive foul. Davis takes his second charge of the half.
I tell you, Davis does a great job. He has to be a little bruised up after these games. You don't get many kids anymore take charging fouls like that.
And he does it every night. Every time I see him play.
And he knows how to do it. He stays still, gets bent down.
Edwards returns. Goff will have a seat. So Edwards and Booker should be fresh. They were sitting for the better part of 7 or 8 minutes.
Coach Delaney sending a little message to him, I think. So here we go.
He has to make it a 1-possession game if it's a 3 this time for the Irish. Both teams have gone away from that to some degree here in the second half. Bishko's got to be careful. He plays with 4. Booker will try the 3. No, but there's Davis. Weak side glass. Davis with 8. And the lead down to 4. Good trap. Edwards gives the foul. And again, Cathedral's got a few fouls to play with. They can be aggressive here. Davis, the hustle play on the weak side glass. And Cathedral has picked up some loose change against this brush zone on the offensive glass. Bishko. There was not a touch there by Woolfolk. That was off a Cathedral defender.
Brush has gone, it's like 2 different games. They went from moving around quite a bit, shooting after a pass or 2, and now they're actually trying to milk the clock and I guess look for layups or maybe just try to get the ball to a certain guy. But it's a different look, and they're really struggling. They can't move. They haven't been able to move at all.
Timeout taken by Brush. It'll be a full one. Want to thank our friends at the Cinderella Strategy. Graham Honecker, Jerry Logan. This book was put together about this time last year. But if you have not picked up a copy, this makes a tremendous holiday gift, or it is simply fantastic for any basketball fan in your life. Again, it's more than a basketball book. It's the story of how Butler University used the success of their back-to-back national championship game appearances in 2010 and 2011 to lift up the university as a whole from their move to the Big East and beyond. Order your copy of the Cinderella Strategy by visiting thecinderellastrategy.com for more information. So Brush is down to 1 timeout remaining. Cathedral does have 2 with 3:59 left to play. Mike, what's going to be key down the stretch here?
Well, I think Brush is somewhat confused. I think Tibbs is kind of the key to the whole game because he's shut down. He's shutting James down. And then on offense, I think Comer's just got to keep pushing the basketball, and I think Cathedral's going to end up beating him. But these next couple minutes, they got to play some solid defense, Cathedral, to stop him. But I don't know if I don't know if it's Cathedral playing that good a defense or Brush just stopping. They're just stopping what they're doing. So we'll see here.
James will trigger it in. He's been sitting on 20 for a while.
It's hard to hold the ball against Cathedral because Cathedral, they are quick and long. It's tough to hold it for as many minutes as they're trying to hold it.
And Comer takes it away, slips it to Tibbs, scores it, 2-point game.
And a great pass by Comer. He's, like I said, he's kind of what gets things going here. Good job, and now it's down to 2, and all the momentum's on Cathedral's side right now.
By the way, Tibbs, the leading scorer for the Irish with 13 points off the bench.
Yeah, Tibbs just is a hustler. He's just a tough guy, and he also plays some D.
Bishko got it in just in time. Cathedral led 29-28. They have, at halftime, they have trailed since the first Brush bucket of the second half. Woolfolk, and that foul on Davis is a tough one because it's his 4th. However, that also did prevent a layup for Brush.
I'm really surprised. I don't know much about Brush, but why they don't have Barnes in the game, number 11. I mean, he's an excellent shooter. He can handle the basketball, and he's not in the game right now for whatever reason.
Here comes the double. See if they isolate with Davis with 4 fouls. Comer trying to poke it away. Johnson fouled. That's Tibbs, and if it's on the way up, it'll be 2 free throws. If it is 2 free throws, this will be the first free throws of the game for the Arcs, and it will be. So Elias Johnson, 5'11" senior, will go to the line. And connects. By the way, 5th foul against the Irish. So 2 more, and Rush will have the bonus. Those are points 5 and 6 of the quarter for the Arcs. Edwards, that's a tough pass. That's a tougher pass, and tough time for a Cathedral turnover. It's a 4-point lead, 2:45 to play.
See, James can't go where he wants to with Tibbs, and Tibbs pushed him to the corner.
Almost a 5-second count on the dribble against James. Did just enough. James, the drive, the runner, tough shot.
Great shot by James. They are trying to spread. May not be delayed, but they're spreading for try to get ISO plays.
Comer down the lane fouled. James commits the foul, and Tayshawn Comer will shoot 2. And no technical, just a little bit of a conversation. Just telling, hey guys, take it easy. Veteran officiating crew for this game. And they have given the guys plenty of wiggle room tonight.
Yeah, they have. It's been physical, but been well called. It's a good game. Both teams want to be physical. Brush does, I guess, since I've never seen them play, they just want to spread you out now and try to drive you to the basket or hold the ball. Cathedral traps, so we'll see what happens here. Cathedral's done a good job defensively in this 4th quarter.
Comer misses. It's rare for Tayshawn. His 3rd miss of the season from the free throw line. And a double dribble. We're going to talk about this one. Nope. Inbounds coming for Cathedral here.
Trying to hold the basketball is tough against Cathedral. Cathedral is so quick.
Doesn't have to be a 3 this time down for the Irish, but needs to be a bucket. Comer will take the 3. Couldn't get the make, and good tough rebound and a foul given. I think that was on Edwards. If it's Davis, it's his 5th. I think it was Edwards to get whistles for it. It is. It's just the 16 foul. No free throws yet. Rush will bring the ball the length of the floor. Did they call it on Davis?
It's his 5th.
I thought he signaled Edwards, but no, he said Davis. My apologies.
Cathedral gets to set up the press, though. Still a minute 41 to go. 5-point lead, so they get a little bit quicker here anyway.
With that, it's tough to lose Davis. James lost the handle, off his leg, out of bounds. Both teams now with 10 turnovers.
Get another chance here. It was 2 against 1 right down there, and James bounced it right off his foot.
Germany left alone, the 3 off the side of the backboard. Germany made one earlier, but has not, frankly, seen much of the floor in half number 2. Irish got within 2 and been stuck in neutral ever since, but Brush gives it right back. And Comer does a great job to shield the defender at bay, and Comer's got 10.
Comer knows how to drive the ball to the basket, does a great job. It's one possession.
He's one of those guys that craves contact in that scenario. That'll be a blocking foul against Cathedral. 1 plus the bonus coming up for Bischko. Germany the foul, his 2nd. And Bischko goes to the line for the first time tonight. And you asked about Marlon Barnes. He'll come back in now, replacing Elias Johnson.
Yeah, this Bischko, he kind of wants to run the show, but he's an awful small player out there against those trees.
He's done a really good job of handling the basketball tonight. 4 points, all coming in the second half, and connects.
Looks like they want him to have the ball, so he must be a veteran guy, being a senior.
And makes again.
Comer's got to penetrate on this possession against this trap.
5-point game. Tibbs gets a good look. Couldn't finish, but off the hands of Williams.
Got a new life right there. It looked like it was going to be over if they got the rebound, but Cathedral gets another chance. It seems like Brush is confused, or the coaches are confused, or somebody is, because they keep pointing at each other.
Good slip by Tibbs, and 1.
So they played Comer. They overloaded on Comer on that screen, and then Tibbs just slipped it. Got him inside position, got the basket. Maybe a free throw here. Good job on the inside. Nice play on the inside.
And while Williams didn't get him with the arms, got him with the body, kind of jumped into him.
Now that puts a lot more pressure on Brush because it's down. Well, they should have counted that basket.
They will.
It's 55-52, so
They
it's
got
one
it.
possession. It's a one possession game with 40 seconds, and hit this free throw.
It's a 55-52. Tibbs, a game-high 15 for the Irish.
If I was Cathedral, I'd try to get the ball to 12 or the 2 of the big guys. Make them handle the ball. Make them do something with the ball, because these other 3 pretty good.
2nd and 1 for Tibbs. He's 6 of 6 from the line. Here comes the pressure. James will take it all the way down, and he'll score, and Booker fouled him. So now Brush responds with an and 1 opportunity.
I tell you what, 6'11" coming at you, and James wasn't bothered much by it. He does like Comer. He puts his body in you, uses his right hand to protect himself. Good play.
Didn't flinch.
Didn't flinch. I thought he was maybe going to back out of it, but he wasn't going to back out of it. He just went hard to the goal.
And frankly, given the length of Cathedral in the half court, I've done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You won't get a better look than what he had right there.
Especially James, a strong upper body as he has.
And he's got 25.
I don't know where he's going, but you'll see him play on TV because he's an excellent player. Little zone action here, kind of a matchup, 1-2-2, trying to match up.
It's got to be quick for Cathedral. Comer just throws out the rim, was open for contact, didn't get it.
He's off balance. Should have jump stopped. He'd had a pass to the inside, so now the pressure's on. You got to do something. Malachi's coming in. That's a good move. A little quicker.
Booker will check out. Booker with 9. If it's not a quick turnover, it's got to be a foul. And they give that foul. It's Germany. It is the 19th foul, so it's 1 plus the bonus. And Woolfolk with 6 points will step to the line for 1 plus 1.
You don't really want James or Barnes to shoot those free throws, so this is good. Big guy on the line. Woolfolk, he's had a good game. He's rebounded the ball, hadn't scored a whole lot.
It has already been a bit of a rotating door in terms of the #1 spot in Indiana high school boys basketball this year. Cathedral placed Carmel after they were beaten by Zionsville, and somebody might be replacing Cathedral next week atop the poll.
Zionsville's #2. Well, he can make them too, so Brush shooting the ball well on the free throw line here in the last couple minutes.
3-possession game. Comer's 3 is an air ball. Edwards will track it down. Tibbs lets a man fly by. His shot's an air ball, and Brush will not attempt the dunk, which means Germany will not attempt the foul. But Brush will have a very happy bus ride home. They survived Cathedral. Brush led by 11. Cathedral got back within 8 points, but Brush wins it. 60-53. Coach, your final thoughts on this one?
Fantastic day of basketball. You know, it's surprised that 2 teams like Carmel and Cathedral go down. That's how good the basketball is here in Brownsburg today.
Frankly, what I think it tells us is that it's going to be a wide open year in terms of 4A basketball. Again, a job well done by our ISC Sports Network crew. 7 games on the docket today and knocked them all out of the park. Thank you to Ryan Owens, Drew Tower, Jared Ball, and the entire crew from Brownsburg, as well as the group for Sneakers for Santa, to make this entire day possible. #2 in Ohio, Brush, 60. #1 in Indiana Cathedral, 53. A victory for the Buckeye State tonight. For Mike Brunt and our entire ISC Sports Network crew, this is Greg Rakestraw. Good night from Brownsburg, and thanks for joining us on the ISC Sports Network.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.